Good Sunday evening. How you doing, everybody? Mark Krueger here in the driver's seat, and Planet Prog Radio is on the air. Joining me in the studio right now, Peter Damore, a local guy, and he just did a little project with Billy Sherwood, who plays with Yes, and we're going to play that in a little while. We'll play another track, but tell us a little brief history, just what you've been doing for a while, and how you got how I ruined your life by becoming. I think I had something to do with you becoming a prog head, didn't I? A little bit, maybe.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. First of all, I want to say this is such an honor, Mark. I've been listening since the mid-'90s. I'm in the presence of a local legend right here, folks.
Well,
so
thank you.
This show's been on the air for 45 years, I believe.
Yeah, you're not even that old, are you? Close?
Right at the cusp.
Well, tell us about yourself, Pete.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you. This
You're
is
welcome.
Quite an honor. This is, tell you about.
Now it's your turn. Go ahead.
Well, last year, so I released an album, double indie prog rock album in 2015, and then immediately went into other parts of life and didn't really promote that album as much as I wanted to. So I thought, all right. And then all of a sudden I'm on Facebook one day. I'll just say social media. How about that? And Billy Sherwood of Yes had a thing on his page saying, if anyone wants bass lessons, drum parts, any production things, and I had a little post-it, put it on my wall, and then one day last October, I was like, what the heck, I'll send him this track I've always wanted real drums on, because when you make albums at home, like indie style, you end up using, the kitchen sink and garbage cans and couch cushions.
Well, sometimes those things sound good, though. Yeah, they do.
So basically, when we did this, I sent him the track, he liked it, super awesome guy, super fun to work with. And this track, the way it is now, this is the remix version of a track called Flying Pt.II. And the reason I'm going on and on here is the Flying Part 1 is a part of the line as well.
So, when we say Billy Sherwood, there was a drinking game we would play. And what it is every artist that has the initials B. Did I tell you this before? Every musician that has the initials BS.
I've heard of this. Yeah,
yes.
You had a whole laundry list of them.
There's a ton of them. And now Billy Sherwood could be added to that list along with Boz Scaggs and Barbra Streisand and Britney Spears and Buffalo Springfield and Black Sabbath and Bruce Springsteen and Billy Squier and... and there's just a ton of them. So any out there want a drinking game, do the BS game. And if you can't miss naming a band or artist with initials with BS in them, you got to take a shot. And that's how it goes. But being older, I really don't play those kind of games anymore. But if I was younger, I probably did. So this track we're going to play is from the album that came out in 2015, correct, Pete?
Yeah.
Okay, Peter. And it's called The Line. And did you do everything yourself on this on this track?
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to record all this? I'm always curious.
This song was recorded in about 2 days, but the mixing, because it goes different places and there's so many guitars in it, this song had the most mixes on the album. And I listened to it recently, and I thought, that's a nice little piece. Maybe Mark would want to play that too.
Well, sure. We're going to get to it. I will suggest to listen to something one day, and it's a man named Manuel Gaching. Had a band called Ashra Temple, and he did an album in the 70s called Inventions for the Electric Guitar.
I've heard of that, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, at the record store, someone mentioned
Ashra
that.
Temple, yeah. In fact, a friend of mine, Vinny LaRosa, and named his daughter Ashra because of that band, yes.
Nice.
How about that? The true music freaks in life. Well, listen here, Peter. We're going to play this track. And we're going to let it fly right here. And this is from the album The Line. And this is Peter Damore. And let's let it fly right here at 91.7 WMSE Milwaukee. 91.7 WMSE Milwaukee, Peter Demore. And that was a track called Someone's Theme from his CD called The Line, a double CD that came out in 2015. So now you gig around town, and you do some gigs here and there, and you do some loops and a few other extra tricks and stuff. And is there any gigs coming up that you're going to be doing next you want to talk about? Or?
Sure. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. So Friday Night Live in Waukesha, we have been doing that for about 15 years. I'll be doing that on the 22nd of July. That's a public gig. I do a bunch of private gigs. But, my acoustic loop show. I can do beats on my guitar and layer stack parts like a tape recorder at my feet.
Right.
Been doing that for 20 years now. So very proud.
And where's this happening?
So Friday Night Live, they block off the streets in downtown Waukesha.
You're outside.
Yeah.
Are you right on Main Street?
And
there?
if you don't, yes. And
Okay.
if you don't like what you hear, you can see 7 other bands just a block away. Like there's so much to see.
Probably something to eat and drink too, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. So I'll be right by the Mia's stage is the one that I play at.
Okay, that's cool. And you've been doing that for playing out for about 20 years?
Yeah.
What was your first gig? You remember it?
Well, my first gig, I owe a great big thank you and debt to my dad because he's a singer in Milwaukee, Rick Demore. Some of you may know him. But he took me under his wing. He was playing with all kinds of pros, and he brought his kid up there to bring the show down a notch for a couple of years.
Well, the funny thing is, my wife was played in a band with her ex-husband. My wife had a guy who played in a band with your dad, which is my wife's first husband before she met me.
The Holidays.
Yeah, isn't that funny? That's just weird. Once again, it's that amount of separation here in the Milwaukee area. Everybody knows everybody somehow, some way, just about. So now we're going to play this track that has Billy Sherwood from Yes on it. And you just hooked up with them. And how long did it take to get this together? We're trading emails and sending stuff back and forth.
I've been excited to tell you this part of the story because he originally was emailing me back, and he said, well, all right. And I said, is this really you? And we had a laugh about it because he's like, who would try to impersonate me, dude?
There's always one, man.
And then immediately we bonded over, and this is, well before Alan White passed, who passed away last month. 50-year Yes drummer, my favorite Yes drummer. And Billy's, before he did anything in life, he was a drummer. He had the same armbands as Alan White. And we bonded over Alan White first and foremost. And then, he said, let me go to the studio, get a takedown on the kit. By the way, this is the kit that we just used on the last Yes album, The Quest. We just tracked Alan's drums on this drum kit, and here we go. So that night, he's in the studio, and he's making sure with me, he's like, just give this a listen, make sure we got everything, and then we'll mix it. And then the mixes took a little while, and I was my usual picky self, but we got it done. And I'm super excited. The idea to have live drums on it, let alone Billy Sherwood, it's like a dream come true. I'm really happy the way it turned out.
He's more the bass player with Yes.
Yeah.
Chris Squire said, if something happens to me, this is the guy you need to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy is one of the one of the most misunderstood people in rock and roll because the torch was literally handed to him, and a lot of people don't even know that. They don't get that, and they think, where's Chris? And Billy's taken on quite a bit, and with Asia as well. He took over for John Wetton, and then he filled in for John, and so Billy is a man of many talents, and he's the one who puts together those tribute projects too. Right. Those like the Pink Floyd, he redid The Wall at that one point.
Oh wow, busy man.
Yeah.
Busy man. That's
class act.
There's no now. Yes, there's John Anderson's coming to town. In a few weeks.
Yeah, with the School of Rock.
Right. They did a gig at Rozfest. And but now Yes doesn't have any original members. Steve Howe has been with since the third album, but he did make the cover on the second album, even though he didn't play on it.
Yeah, Time and a Word.
Yeah. So, but still, and the singer was in a band called Glass Hammer.
John Davison.
Yeah, from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Nice.
I got to see them, years ago. Anyways, let's play this track. What's the name of the track, Pete?
Flying Pt.II, featuring Billy Sherwood.
Okay, we're going to get this one right because live music and live radio is the best.
When the world ends, will you breathe? When the time comes to make it, these we know why it ended. Time hasn't taught us to end it.
Peter D'Amore. D'Amore. I always say D'Amore because of the Italian part comes out of me, but D'Amore. And Peter was here, joined us, and we played Flying Pt.II with Billy Sherwood of Yes on drums. And he plays with Asia and all these other cool people, and Peter did a track with him, and then another track from his album called The Line, Someone's Theme, that I kind of got the starting thing kind of the wrong button was pressed, but that's rock and roll. That's why I love live radio. And Peter, thank you for joining me. Okay.
My gosh, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, sure. That's very cool. And you got a website?
Yeah, I was going to mention, well,
or a Facebook
I need to
page?
reactivate it. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Peter D'Amore Music, Damore, all one word. Peter D'Amore Music. Check out my YouTube page. I did a video for that Flying Pt.II song.
Okay.
Using footage all from my iPhone. And it's a lyric video. And then lastly, on my YouTube page, during the quarantine, did 24 shows over 3 months, no repeat songs. It shows you what I do at my live shows, but we did 70s night, 80s night, all kinds of themes. So check it out. Check it out.
Cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for stopping by here at the radio station. And we'll be back. The Big Sound from downtown, 91.7 WMSE Milwaukee. Planet Prog wrapping up another great show. Had a lot of fun. Peter D'Amour. Thank you for joining me here on the radio tonight. You stuck around here? Cool. Thanks, man.
It's one of my favorite shows. Thank you, Mark.
Cool.